Welcome back guys to another episode of Project Balance. On today's episode we'll be going through the fuel system. So in the last episode we showed you the suspension work on the Escort. We are doing everything we can that connects to the undercarriage so we can get the car off the rotisserie. The rotisserie gives us the best access for things like running the fuel lines and doing the fuel system. This particular car of Ellie's came with a very rare style of fuel tank. It sits below the boot floor instead of in the normal location, which is behind the back seat, and gets filled from behind the number plate. We cleaned the tank out and resealed it with one of those KBS resealing kits. Since the car will be running an SR20 and the SR20 is EFI, we need an EFI style fuel system, which means high pressure pump, and the easiest way for us to do this was to buy an Aeromotive Phantom Flex fuel pump. The pump is a drop-in style pump. You drill a hole in the top of the tank, then a cradle mounts to the top of the tank, holds a whole lot in place, then it has a built-in swirl pot which stops all the sloshing around and makes it work perfectly. The cradle that sits on top of the tank has a feed, return and vent outlets all built into it. So installation and setup is really easy. The pump is said to support up to 550 horsepower and E85, which is more than enough for what we need. We prepared the whole outside of the tank and the tank straps and painted them in 2K satin black. After the tank was installed, we had to run all the flex and hard lines all the way up to the front of the engine bay. We used dash 8 or half-inch fuel lines. Braid from the pump to the bulkhead fittings on the boot floor, then from the bulkhead fittings, more flex up to the hard lines. All the braid is Teflon coated. The hard line then runs all the way to the front of the engine bay and houses the fuel filter, which is bolted to the floor. P cushion clamps were used to mount all the hard lines all the way. The boot area also holds the Haltech Flex fuel sensor. The sensor detects the ethanol content in the fuel and selects the best tune to run via the Haltech ECU. The last piece to mount was a charcoal canister which connects to the vent outlet from the fuel pump. We bought a Skyline or 206 charcoal canister which are nice and small and mounted underneath the guard. And just when Ellie thought he had all the connections to the charcoal canister done correctly, this happens. The line that was from the tank vent was connected straight to the intake manifold vacuum. As soon as he started up the motor, the whole tank caved in on itself. So we bought another tank and prepared it just like the last one. This time, making sure we had the charcoal canister connections all done correctly. That's it for this episode. On the next episode, we'll go through the brake system. Please give a like, subscribe, and leave a comment.